Hello, welcome to Wadco Academy, and my name is Wada Mike. In this video, we are going to solve question 12. This is statistics, and this question paper is coming from 2023 mathematics grade 12 internal. So if you're new to my channel, please make sure that you do subscribe so that you don't miss any single update. So I'm going to answer this question in two parts. So we are going to do question A and B, and then question B, Roman numeral 2, as well as Roman numeral 3 will be done on a separate piece of paper which requires a plain paper. Which requires a graph paper. So get a pencil and pen, calculator, and a plain paper so that you can follow me along. So let's dive into this. Remember, don't forget to subscribe. So when it comes to statistics, the first question that they'll ask you is about standard deviation. So the standard deviation is sort of like the deviation from the mean, like how far the information or the data points from the actual central point, which is the mean. So that's what the standard deviation is all about. So we are going to calculate the standard deviation, and if you see, look at the marks, it is 6 marks, so it requires more of effort to answer that one, and of course you have to be very fast. Okay, so just pay attention and follow, and then you'll be able to understand this. So the first thing that you do is to come up with a table, okay? A table, a vertical table. So just this table, copy it now vertically, okay? So once this table should actually have about I think about 6 columns, okay? 6 columns. Okay, about 6 columns. And then when you count the data, the fields, or rather the rows, when you count the rows, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So now I'm just adding the last row, okay? This is just for the totals to help us know the totals, okay? Okay, so what you do now is you start now filling the title of the column. Okay, so the title of the column, this one, when you look at this table that you have been given, they are saying that you have edges, the edge, so the edge there, and then it is in years. Okay, and then from there you are going to have second entry, which is the second entry, which is just midpoints. Okay, the midpoints, and then you're going to have the frequency, which is just f, and then you're going to have f multiplied by x. So this cut dot is just a multiplication, or if you want, you can just put times. And then the second one will be the deviation of this data point, the x, minus the mean. Okay, so this one, x, and the bar on top, that is the mean. So we need to find that. And then also the f, and then multiply by this. Okay, multiply by this, then squared. Okay, so now on this row, the edge, what you're just getting is simply these values with the symbols there. X is less than or equal to 10, then x is greater than 0. So on this one, you have to be very careful. When they say 0 less than x, then less than or equal to 10. So what we mean by this is it is a two-way thing. So it is 0 less than x, then at the same time x is less than or equal to 10. So what they mean is the value of x that are less than or equal to 10. So it is just 10 coming down, 10, 9, 8, 7, just like that. And then the values of x that are greater than 0, you can start at 1. Okay. So the idea is it's sort of a range from all the way from 10 coming down to 1. Okay, it's sort of the range. So here you have to be very careful. I beg you, you have to be very careful there. Okay. Okay, so what you do is you start now just filling in the edge coming vertically coming down. So just copy that. Last one. The last one is 50 to 60. So when you look at the midpoints, the midpoint is for this same edge. Okay, you can see that the letter that they are using is x. So even the midpoint is sort of going to carry x. Okay. Now what we mean by that midpoint is what I just showed you. Okay, is what I showed you there. So the most important thing is once you identify, for instance, in this case, it is x, you always use the letter x is less than or equal to 10. So what are the values of x that are less than or equal to 10 is actually you start from this 10 itself because it is included, and then x is greater than 0. So numbers of x that are greater than 0 is 1. So then what you do is, since you are saying midpoint, so you say 1 plus 10, and then you divide by 2. The answer you're going to get is what you put there. Okay. So just to quickly do that, so you can do the same. So even for 20, you're going to say x is less than or equal to 20, so you get 20. And then you come to the other side, x is greater than 10. So the values of x that are greater than 10 is 11, 12, until you reach at 20. So you're going to say 20 plus 11. Okay. Then divide by 2. Okay, so I've done that in advance, so you can just do also the same thing. Hope you get the same numbers. Okay, so I hope you got this number. So make sure that you do verify that you have these numbers. Okay, so you have these numbers. Now, once you do that, you go to the column for the frequency, which you can just copy from this actual table from the question. So you have 2, 6, 9, 7, 4, 2, so that are corresponding from each age interval. So the first one is 2, 6, and 9, then 7, 4, and finally 2, that's the last one. That's the last one. Now, when you look at the frequency is simply the total number of the people or the age or the people that were sampled. So you can read from this one, the following table shows the age distribution of 30 people in a village. So this simply means that when you add these numbers in this frequency, you are going to have a frequency 2, 6, 9, 7, 4, 2. So you must be able to get 30. So this last one is what I just included as an extra for total. Okay. So for the midpoint values, you don't need the total. Okay. And then what you see here is the f times, so this is times. Okay. If you want, you can just say fx. Okay, it's the same thing, fx. So once you do that, to get the value in these boxes, you say this 5.5 multiplied by 2, you write the number there. 15.5 times 6, you write the number. 25.5 times 9, you write the number. This times this, you write the number. 45.5 times 4, you write the number, the answer there. This times 2, you write the answer there. So I've done that in advance, so just check out if we are going to have the same thing. Okay, so kindly confirm if you are also getting these numbers. So 11, the start is 11, 93, 229.5, 248.5, and 182 and 111. So confirm if you're getting the number. Okay. Now, when you add these numbers, okay, when you add them, you're just going to get 875. Okay. Now, the last two columns are very sensitive because you don't know the actual value for this. Okay. You don't know the actual value for the mean, this one x, and the power, the bar. So it is normally actually written when you write something like x bar, which is just read as x bar. Now this means that it is the mean. Okay, this is the mean. So we need to find the mean, the number that you are going to put here. Okay, you need to find that number. Okay, so what you do there is x. Okay, now just to help you, what is happening, this x, you'll be getting the midpoint value, not these interval ones. Okay, not the interval numbers. So you'll be getting just the midpoint value. So just to make you understand what is happening, so the x, you say it's 5, okay, 0.5 minus the mean. Okay, now let us find the mean. Okay, so to find the mean, there is a formula that you must be able to use from the question paper, just the first part of their formulas. Okay, so on part of the formulas for statistics, where it says statistics, and for your own information, we are dealing with what is called grouped data because of these intervals. So this is what is called, it is grouped from 0 to 10, from 10 to 20, from 20 to 30, just like that. So the formula that we must look for is under grouped data. So they have said the mean is the sum of f times x divided by the sum of f. So what they mean there is this. They are saying that the mean, which is x bar, is equal to this symbol there, means the sum. Okay, so the sum of f of x, or f times x, divided by the sum of just f. Okay, now when you go back to the table, you'll find that we have this number 30. This is on the column of the frequency, and we have this one fx, meaning you have to add 1193, 229.5, 2848.5, 182, and 111 to get 875. So what is going to happen is that our mean, okay, our mean, which is just x bar, is just the sum. This symbol is a Greek symbol which means in English sum. So sum of fx divided by the sum of just f. So once you do that, so the sum of fx is just 875 divided by 30. Divide by 30. So the 30 is that one there. So your answer you're going to get is simply going to be it is just going to be 29.2 years to 9.2 years. Okay, so that is the mean, and that is the number which is going to be included in this column, so on this part there. So because you're saying x minus this mean, so our mean we have just found to be 29.2, so you square. Now I've done that in advance, so what I just want you to understand is the number that you're going to get. So from the calculator, the number that you're going to get, so you're going to say in brackets, so you say 5.5, okay? So 5.5, okay, minus 29.2, close bracket, then you punch equals. Okay, don't put first the square, just say equals. So the number you get is simply negative 23.7. So what you do is this number 23.7, you now square it according to the formula there. You square it. So you're going to say negative 23, if I'm not mistaken, 23.7. So 23.7, then you square it. So you're going to get 561.69. Now, instead of us doing this thing, I've done that in advance, so you can just confirm if you're getting the same thing. Okay, so let me just quickly go direct. Okay, so even on this part, you're going to say 15.5, okay, 15.5, 15.5 in bracket minus 29.2, then is square. So you're going to get something like 187.69. So I don't want to show this. I just want to be punching direct on my calculator. Okay, so at least for now, you know how I'm coming up with these numbers. Okay, so then I can just go direct now. So make sure that you follow me properly so that you don't get lost. So let me just now fill up the table on this part. Okay. Okay, so I hope we are getting the same numbers. Okay. I hope we are getting the same numbers. Okay. So just confirm. Okay. Just confirm. So the idea is just the same thing. So on this one, it's just to walk you through. It's just 25.5 minus the mean 29.2, then in bracket you square it. So on this one again, what is happening is just we are just saying that in bracket 25.5 minus 29.2, close the bracket, then you punch now. So you get negative 3.7. So that number, then now you just sort of repunch it, 3.7, then now you square it. Okay, you square it. So this is where you're getting the 13.69. So just make sure that you revise through that. Okay. Now again the last column now. So in the final exam, we have to be a bit of fast, but again, we have to be careful with our fastness. So now the last column says it is f, then bracket this. Now we know that this part, okay, x minus the mean, then the square, okay, this is a square. So this is f, meaning there is a times there, so f times this one. So what you are simply saying is you get now the frequency, okay, the frequency, you start multiplying with these numbers, okay. So just say 2 multiplied by 561.69. You write the number there. So for me, I've done that in advance, so you can just confirm if you'll be able to get the first number. I mean, excuse me, if you will be able to get the correct numbers. But before I just fill up, let me just help you understand what is happening. So it is 2, okay, 2 multiplied by, so it's 2 multiplied by 560. Okay, so it's just 2 multiplied by 561.69. So be careful. That is 1123.38. So that the first one is just a comma. Okay, so you're getting it's 1123.38. Okay, so make sure you write that one properly. Let me just write this properly. It is 1123.38. Okay, so just do the same. So this one multiplied by this one, okay. So 6 multiplied by this one, then 9 multiplied by this one, and then 7 multiplied by this one, 4 multiplied by this one, then finally the 2 multiplied by this one. So I've done that in advance. Let me just fill it up. Okay. Okay, so this is how it looks like. Okay. Okay, so make sure you get these numbers. So that, and this, and this. Now, what you're going to do is, the last column, just add everything. This, plus this, plus this, plus this, plus this, plus this one. Then once you do that, you write the number there. And you should be able to get something like this 6,558.37. Okay, you should be able to get that. Okay. And for this one, there is no need for you to get the total. Okay, so it is not needed in the question. Now, finally, we are almost done. Okay, so when you get back to the formulas that you are given in the question, okay, you'll be able to understand now. You'll be able to understand that this is the formula that you are going to use, where it says SD, which is standard deviation. So this is the formula, okay? So now, therefore, our SD is just the square root, okay? The square root, and then in brackets, just say summation of f multiplied by x minus the mean, then square, then divide by the summation of the frequency. Okay. Okay, so what you do is that now just plugging in the values. So this on top is this symbol is just sum. This symbol, it's a Greek symbol, means sum. So what is the total for f times this deviations? So you go back to this table, you get this number. Okay, so you put that number, which is just 6, 5, 5, 8, I guess 8.37, okay, divide by, so summation of f meaning the frequency, sum of the frequency. So the frequency, when you go back to the table, the frequency is just this column, the third column, the frequency, just the number which we added, 30. So for us to get 30, we just said this 2 plus 6 plus 9 plus 7 plus 4 plus 2, then we got 30. So just divide by 30. Now once you do that, you get your calculator now. Okay, so you get your calculator. Let's hope you see. So your calculator is just 655.8.37 divided by 30. Okay, so that's the number there. Then equals. Okay, so the equals. So this number is the number that will still be inside the square root. Okay, so it's 218.6 1 2 3 3 3 3. Okay, now once you do that, you can just go still, while the number is still on your calculator now, just press the equals, the square root, then be able to get that number, which is just 14.78. Okay, so 14.78, 5 5 4 4 7 4. Now you need to round it off to the nearest 3 significant, so don't worry about rounding off, so just bear with me on that part. So this is going to be just 14.8. So our measurement units are years. Okay, so this is a standard deviation for this question. So all you have to do now to understand more, just make sure that you do a lot of practice, so that this table just kind of gets into your head. Okay, yeah, so that's what you need to understand. So let's see now the other question that you need to answer. Okay, so the other question that we're supposed to answer is this one. So we have answered A, calculate the standard deviation which carries 6 months. So now we are on B1. Using the table above, copy and complete the relative cumulative frequency. So this is very simple. So just copy it, okay, and then I'll be able to show you how you can fill it in, or rather just complete it. So we have three sort of boxes. So on this one, I'm just trying to copy this sort of the diagram, this second one. So I'm just going to write what is there. So the last one is relative cumulative frequency. Okay, so now we can start filling in. So the first on top, you just copy it. Then also the second box here is from 0 to. Okay, so after you copy now the table, then you can see from the question that there's some incomplete boxes. So from 0.00, okay, then you also have 0. Okay, so you have 0.07. So this one. Then you also have followed by 0.27. So 0.27. 0.27. Now I want you to understand how they are getting these numbers from the actual box. Okay. Then you can see that there you have 1.00. So that is just the accuracy, or rather the number of decimal places they are keeping. So from 0.00, 0.07, 0.27. So how are they getting these values? Okay. So you have to understand that when you read the question just a bit, you understand that this distribution of age consists of 30 people in a village. Okay, so 30 people in a village. So the idea is to use that number. Okay, so the idea is to use that number. Now you can see here that there is 1.00. So I'm just also going to copy that. 1.00. Okay, now all I have to complete is just 3 boxes. 1, 2, 3. So I just have to complete this one. But how were they actually doing it? So I have to know how they got these 3 numbers and then up to the 1.00. Okay, so what you need to do is when you understand how did they get the 0.01, I mean 0.00. So use your calculator now. Okay, so what you do is you get this number 0, okay? You say 0, divide by 30, the total number of people. So you get 0 as the answer. Now, once you get 0 as the answer, all you have to do is just put sort of the number of decimal places like 0.00. And how did they get 0.07? So all you have to do is you say 2 divided by, you have 2 there, so you get 2 divided by 30. So you're going to have so you're going to have 2 divided by 30. So you get 0.066. So this number, if you round off this number, okay, like 0.066, for example, okay, so when you round off this number to the nearest 2 decimal place, you're going to get just 0.0. Then this, don't worry about rounding off, just bear on that one, just bear. So this 6, you're going to get 1 from this 6 and put it to this other 6. So it will be 7. So this is how they are getting those values. They are rounding off. Okay. So how did they get 0.27? So you take the corresponding value. So you get 8 divided by 30. So 8 divided by 30. So you're going to get 0.26. Okay. Now this 0.26 can also round it off. Okay. So 0.2666. Okay. So the bar there, the bar put means that the numbers are going just like that, 6666, just like that. So you round off to the nearest 2 decimal place. So it says 0.2. So these 2 6, you just ignore them. But because they are 5 and above, so you get 1 from this 6 added to this. So you have 0.27. Okay, so that's how they got the 0.27. Okay, now what about this one here? So it's 17 divided by 30. You get 0.5. So you're going to get 0.57. What about this one? It's 24 divided by the total number of people. 24 divided by 30. So you get 0.8. Okay? 0.8. Now, what about this one, the last one? It is 28 divided by 30. So 28. So it will be 28 divided by 30. So you get 0.93. Okay? You get 0.93. Okay? Then what about this one? For them to have, just for example, to make you understand, for them to have the 1.00. So what did they do? So it's 30 divided by 30. So it's 30 divided by 30. So you just get a 1. So you're getting a 1. So once you get a 1, you just put the 0, 0 there. So this is how they got this one. Okay. So thank you so much for watching. Please remember to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any videos. Okay. And this is Radical Academy, and I'll be able to see you in the second part, where we are now going to put these numbers on a graph paper. So as you can see, B2 is saying using a scale of 2 cm to represent 10 units on the horizontal axis and 2 cm to represent 0.1 units on the vertical axis for this range in the x-axis and for this range in the y-axis. Draw a smooth relative cumulative frequency curve. And also lastly, this B3, showing your method clearly, use your graph to estimate the 70th percentile. Okay, so that's what we'll be doing in the next in the second video. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again. Hello everyone, what is up? Welcome to my video. This video we are going to look at question 12. This is statistics. So the video is the second part to questions of A and B, and then this video will just conclude now question B, Roman numeral 2, as well as Roman numeral 3. So we'll be just graphing this question onto the graph paper. So I encourage you to get the graph paper and then just follow along. But if you're watching this without watching the first part, I encourage you that you will first go back and watch the first part so that you can simply come back and be able to answer the remaining two questions, which is this one and this one for the graphing part. Okay, so now if you have the graph paper, so your graph paper will probably look like this one. And of course, for your own information, just to be clear, I'll be using a pen, but you don't have to use a pen. And why am I going to be using a pen? Because it is ink. You'll be able to see how the graph is coming out. So just for the purpose of illustration, but anything to do with graphical work, like plotting, make sure you use a pencil just in case you make a mistake. You can still actually undo the mistake. So otherwise, let us jump into that. Okay. So now we did a certain box. So you can see that the second table is not finished. So just to complete this table from this idea, we did that one in part 1, which actually we completed a table on this part, and this part. Now, I'm just going to do that here so that you get to understand. So that is 0.57 and 0.8 and 0.9. Okay, so let's just keep it 9. Now, for some of you that did not follow how those were filled up, so what we are doing was just, for example, if you want to get 0.75, just a matter of dividing, okay, the frequency number, the cumulative frequency, this number, divide by the frequency number. Okay, so that is like, so if you have this one, it is just sort of like 2 divided by 30. So once you do that, you just get 2 divided by 30, you get 0.06. So that number was rounded off to 0.07. Okay. So that's what you are doing the same. So you can just try out to do the same on 0.75. So you just 17 divided by 30 to get that. So 17 divided by 30. So you get 0.566. So to the 2 decimal place, it will be 0.57. So that's how we got this one, 0.57. Okay, so now moving on. So let's now graph. So the most important thing that I want you to understand is looking at the scale. The scale is very important. So the question says that using a scale of 2 centimeters to represent 10 units, okay, on the horizontal axis and 2 centimeters to represent 0.1 units on the vertical axis for this range 0 to 60, and for the y-axis 0.0 all the way up to 1. Draw a smooth cumulative frequency curve, relative cumulative frequency curve. So what this means, just to help you understand, is that those big boxes on the graph is that it's a square. This part is 2.6. Okay. So this is what they are talking about. So this line, okay, from here to here, this is 2 centimeters. Okay. And yeah, so for the horizontal, which is the x-axis, it is 2 centimeters to represent 10 units. So if we put, for example, here, if we put, for example, 0, the next one will be 10, the next one will be 20, the next one will be 30, just like that. That's what they mean. And then on the y-axis, and 2 centimeters to represent 0.1. So on the y-axis to be like, this is the y-axis, so but just one and the same thing. So this side, if you say 0.1 there, the next part you say 0.2, 0.3. Okay, that's the idea. So that's the most important thing. Now let's dive into that. Okay. So I'm just going to have just draw, maybe you could just start at the far. So you can start at the far end. Okay, so this is sort of like your graph paper, and then you can just maybe use this second from the last part, this line there. Remember, on the x-axis, which is horizontal, it is from 0 to 60. So you must be able to count if you have enough spaces. So if I put my 0 here, so 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, I'm going to end there. So it's fine. So I'll start from here. Then just sort of like draw it. Okay, so so 0, 1, 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Then I'll end there. So just sort of like, okay. Then also for the other part, on the y-axis, so this is the y-axis, this part, this is the y-axis, okay. So just to be sure about the y-axis, so you just need to count this. So it's about how many boxes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it will be like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm just going to end there. Okay, so I'll draw from this point all the way up to this point, and just sort of extend a bit. Okay, then this one, just extend a bit. So this is where more like our end demarcation on this side. Now remember that we are going to plot the edge against relative cumulative frequency. Okay, so we are going to not the cumulative frequency, because this is what you use to get this one. So when you're plotting, it is this one against this one. So the edge will be okay. So once you do the demarcation, so I'm now going to number it. So this is a sort of a 0, then this is a 10. And, so this is horizontally, by the way, and this is 20, this is 30, this is 40, this is 50, this is 60. Okay, and then this is like the edge. Okay, this is the edge. Okay, so you put the label. So this is the edge, and then in years. In years. Then you also do the same. So on this part is 0, so 0.1, and this is 0.2, this is 0.3, this is 0.4, this is 0.5, okay, this is 0.6, this is 0.7. So just extend a bit. So this is, then this is 0.8, and then 0.9, and then 1.0. Okay, so just made a simple mistake, but just extend a bit. Okay, so and then now on this part, this is the y-axis, so make sure you understand that. Okay, so it goes from 0.1 to all the way up to 1. So now on the y-axis, we say, okay, so you write relative cumulative frequency. Okay. Now once you do that, so those are the labels, and then now you can start using so you can start following. So when you're plotting now, you start using this complete table. So it says 0, this less than or equal to 0, 0.0. Okay, so it is this 0, 0. So for 0, 0, we are starting at just this point. So you can just use the starlight. Then followed by 10, 0.07. So now these numbers, okay, these numbers, so 10, this, and then there is that 0.07. So this number can just be rounded off to 0.1. Then for that one less than or equal to 20 can be just be rounded off to 0.3. Then this one less than or equal to 30, the number opposite can be just rounded to 0.6. This one 0.57, just 0.6. Then this one is less than or equal to 40, this one can be just rounded off to just like that, the way it is, 0.8, and then also that one 0.9, then the last one for 60, this one just 1.0 or 1.00, it's just the same. Okay, so this is what you're going to follow now. So just bear with me and make sure you take note of this rounding off. Okay, so what is going to follow is just 10, 0.1. So 10, 0.1, 10 is here, then the 0.1 is there. Okay, so you put a star there. Then 20, 0.3, this one is 0.3. So 20, 0.3 is here. So the 0.3 is there. Then 30, so 30, 0.6. So 30 is here, 0.6. You can just go this line, follow it. Then until you meet the 0.6 there. So 0.6 there. Okay. Then 40, 0.8. So 40 is this one, just follow this one until on your left you see 0.8. So the 0.8 is this one. Okay, so you put where they are sort of intersecting. And then 50, what? 50, 0.9. So 50 is here. This is the 50. So just follow this big line, top big line, until you meet the 0.9 on your left side. So 0.9 is that one. So you put a star there or a dot if you like. And then 60, 1.00 or just 1. So my 60 is here. So just follow this line. Okay, just follow this line, just follow it until on your left you see the 1.0. So it's there. So the 1.0. So this is the line, two big lines where they are meeting at this point. So you put there. And now I'm going to use a pencil just to join them. So just to join them the way you see them. Okay, just join them. Just join them the way you see them. So don't worry that it's going bend. No. That's the way you see them. Okay. Okay. So this is how it's coming out. Make sure you at least get the same thing. Okay. So now let us answer now. So once you've done that, you get now, I think it should be 3 marks. So you get 3 marks. Now the last part is showing your method clearly. Use a graph to estimate the 70th percentile, 2 marks. So on this one, how do you solve this one? So 70th percentile, so all you do is, now 70th percentile. So percentile is this word, percentile comes from the word percentage. So it's sort of, you're talking about out of 100%. So that's a concept there. So whenever you come across percentile, just think of the total as 100 from the word percentage. Now what you do is you say 70 out of the 100, okay, multiplied by the total, okay, on the cumulative frequency. This is the total 1, okay. So it just times 1. So this is once you go on your calculator now, it's just going to be 70 divided by 100, you get 0.7, okay? And then multiply by that 1, so anything multiplied by 1 is just the same number. So there you write 0.7. Now what you do is that this 0.7, you go on your left horizontal, vertical axis where it says relative cumulative frequency. So on that one, identify what is 0.7. So you can see that 0.7 is just here. Now what you do is get your ruler, then put it over there, sort of like start drawing a line coming to the graph. So a line that gets the graph there. So like this, just a dotted line. Okay, so now once you are this where it meets the curve, you can now just sort of drop. Okay, so just drop. Yeah, so just make it simple somewhere there. Okay, so it's just an estimation. Okay, you don't have to be accurate. So also do the same, drop, 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 drop until you reach the x-axis. Okay, until you reach the x-axis. So continue dropping, drop, 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 drop. Okay, so you find that we are here now. Okay, so what you do is on top of this, what you're going to do is you put the dotted lines to say the sort of like the answer is coming downward. Okay, the answer is coming downward, so just put few arrows, not as many. Okay, so this is sort of like telling somebody to say the answer is down there. Okay, so now what you do is you just read off the number at which this line is actually indicating. So we have 30, so this is 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. So now this means that let's sort of like the people that the frequency of people that are in this 70th percentile are obviously 30 years, 34 years. So therefore, the answer is, so you just say the 70th percentile is 34 years. Okay, then you're done. Okay, then you're done. So, and for your own information, what I've done is you have to actually number them. Okay, so in the final exam, you just sort of like say this is question 12. Okay, this is question 12, and this part where we are doing the graph is B3. So this is sort of like B2. Okay, and then the 70th percentile, this is my B3, my B3. So it's better that you are numbering them, okay, because this is not just the only graphical work that you are looking at. So also just sort of like say section B, okay, section B. Okay, so this will tell the examiner to say this question is on section B, question 12. Then the graphical part, this is B2. Then the percentile part, this is B3. So this is how you can go about answering this question 12 on a statistics. So thank you so much, guys, and I hope you have subscribed to my channel. Please help me to grow my channel so that many people can actually, you can recommend many people, you can share, you can do whatever you want, like, subscribe, so that you don't miss any of these videos. So thank you so much once again. This is Word Academy, and my name is Wada Mike, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much, and God bless you.